Hello guys, welcome back to another Lumley trading video. In this one, I'm going to be going through our day trading recap for the 13th of September. So to get straight into it, we're going to be going through the Discord. So 8 minutes before market open, we said we have a key over under level that was not retested yesterday from the breakout. So we'll go through what that means. A good chance we'll retrace back to it, but really it's not a trade to the level. Instead, if we come into that level, we just look for those long scalps off it. And again, on the futures, this is over at 19,330. On the QQQs, that's going to be 470.25. So we go over to this. Actually, we need the QQQs. So this is this level down here. So as of right now, this has not been something we've been able to play because we've not come back here. But all that was is, and again on the futures, 330, 9330. That's going to be the news high from yesterday. So again, yesterday we had our PPI, and what you can see is obviously we trade bound. We get our breakout here, but there is no retest of this level. So normally when you get a strong support, you'll test it and then run. In this case, it showed that momentum was strong because we didn't retest this, but when we come back to test it for the first time, you normally get quite a nice long scalp opportunity. That'll be something we look at whether that hits either today or coming into next week. That would definitely be the first touch of it, no matter what, will be quite key. So just keeping an eye out for that. Had a chance to come and hit it today. Now it's probably a bit less unlikely. And the other key thing we were talking about is over on the SPY, so the S&P ETF, between 560 and 560.68. We have a range. We talk about these ranges all the time. We expect price to fill these completely. So if you're opening below, you come and push up to it. If you're trading above, or if you're trading from above it, you expect it to come down and fill it completely. So if we go over now to the S&P, that range is here. What happened? This range filled completely. We swiped down, came to our fib extension that provided perfect entries along to come fill this range, and that range was filled completely within 14 minutes of the market being opened. Now, didn't get crazy size on this for two key reasons. Firstly, the kind of risk to reward. So if we're getting in around 559.50, your target's just about $1.20 or 12 cents. On the options, you're not getting great risk to reward on this because again, normally the way we work with the options is we don't run hard stops on the options. We'll just lose whatever we put into the trade. So normally we like to look for at least 100 to 200% gain on it, and on that kind of move wasn't anything crazy. So again, it was kind of just a smaller entry size because not only that, we also didn't have kind of anything to add to reasons. We had nothing to really go off the RSI. We didn't really have much to go off the MACD, all because, again, the market has only just opened. Normally it's a cleaner trade if you kind of get this run, then you get a second dip down, and if that can happen at a divergence, we get like the MACD cross, then that will provide a much nicer opportunity coming for this range. So again, today was a lot less clean to try and fill this. So again, it would have only been a small size trade to fill that range, but again, that is always the highest probability trade of the day. Did talk about, I actually accidentally put fibs and meant anchor VWAPs, but anchor VWAPs for the day. Again, you expect these to start hitting, especially once close to where you open, and again, these can help you provide nice entries on the day. So we'll quickly run through these. The fibs we had close, you just missed it there, you finally hit it here. Which was on that 10:30. So again, you had that 10:30 news, just shied it, and we got that retest right there to kind of confirm that anchor VWAP. But we still have a lot more to hit. That one's been hit, so we can kind of ignore that. We still have down at 559.67, and then you have the 2 from the previous day down there. Going over onto the Qs, this one got hit basically on the open. Both of these basically got open with destroyed within the open, so we can now delete those. They've all been touched. So really then on the Qs, it's just coming down to these lower ones between kind of 469.80 down to 467.50. That's about it on the anchors. Again, we don't use them as anything crazy. They're more kind of just add confidence to the trade and can kind of help give us targets on the day if we start moving towards them. Range filled on SPY, main trade done for the day. And then again, we have the fibs on the chart. We always kind of use the fibs to help with entries. You tend to get scalp pullbacks off these levels. And then again, also on that Michigan news, we talked about the 261 fib. Not only did that provide you a perfect top to the news, the then range bottom that we provided gave you a perfect bottom on it. So again, if we're going back to it, that's this move here. So again, we talked about the 261. That can provide you the quick scalp back opportunity. Again, nothing crazy, it's just more of a scalp move. And then news comes out, you hit that to the T, you hit the 423 from news yesterday, and then also the 261 from this range provided today. So 2 fibs up there, normally a high probability short, which is great. Move so quick, we didn't expect to get this sort of move on the news, so I actually missed this trade, but that would have been a great setup. And then again, target, or you can grab longs down at this 560. This we were actually able to catch because again it did that snap up first and then came down, so it was able to grab that long and kind of just took profits roughly when we faded that move. But again, in this case, it did run up. You retested these fibs, gave you another quick scalp pullback, and then to the penny, we hit the S&P 6-month level, which gave you a perfect pullback back into the golden pocket, like we always talk about. Golden pocket, strong bounce. Again, it's golden pocket's always that scalp bounce opportunity. So that was lovely. Starting to break highs. So then we're focused over on the ES futures, which is over here. We're kind of still looking to target and expect a touch of 56.42, which would be the 6-month deviation on the futures. So again, that's a 6-month standard deviation mean on the SPY. That's it on the futures. And then as we do one more push up, what gave us a perfect top 2 short here as well, the 423 off the range we provided in chat. So again, the 560 to 560.68, if you fib that range out, that gives you 562.88, which provided a lovely short. Again, not as clean on the RSI, not super clean divergence or anything like that. On the MACD, you did get your cross as we were in this area here, so it did kind of give us a bit more confidence on that short, and the options quickly did a 100% plus move. And I was looking at the 562 puts on here, which you can see that kind of pop was roughly, I think we got them around 67. You can see even just on that initial move, they did about a 90% move. If you did actually hold it to the peak, I think that gave you just dead on about 100%. Yeah, 105% if you held to the absolute peak. Again, that was more where it made sense to take profits. So we kind of got out there. I think it was roughly for about 60-70% move I made on those options. So again, we took a tiny bit of profit there and then a lot in that range here. And again, that's just a fib because you've got 2 fibs there. These are going to normally act as quite nice support and resistances, and that's why you can kind of see you keep getting wicks into these levels. And now we've broken through. If we are going to push high days, wouldn't be surprised to see a retest of this level before we do that next run up. So that was really, I mean, the main trade plan was just focus on the fibs. We're not getting too much confirmation, so nothing too big size today, and really it's kind of just looking more for quick trades and small size. And today would really be a day where if you didn't really want to trade too much or you had things to do, just leave it. Today wasn't a key day to trade or anything. Again, kind of this range got filled up very quickly. That's always the main trade for the day. Once that was done, we had no range on the Qs, so we could have really been done there. Again, we had a nice few scalp opportunities to take. But again, nothing crazy. So again, it would have just been take what you want today. And we can run. And again, looking at the same thing on the Qs, again, we didn't have range on the Qs, so all we had are these blue fibs. These blue fibs are from news, so yesterday's PPI. Again, did provide nice long scalps on here, and again, what did they do? Provide perfect scalp shorts on the upside, on the top side. That's why we look at these time and time again. And again, just to show you what these are from, go over to news. That's your fib from the news, fibbed both ways to get the downside scalps from yesterday. And again, you can actually see how this news play out. You got a scalp lovely off that one. Perfect. Go across to the penny, scalp short. Go across, not as clean, but again, we still get the scalp short, because don't forget, again, looking at this, that is a 30-cent point pullback. That is about a 13 to 14 point pullback on the futures, and even on the options that can still be about a 10% move. So as a scalp, that still works fine. And you get this massive news, well, actually this wasn't even news, you kind of did this move off nothing, but again, where was support, caught at the fib, not something I actually traded, but was fine as a support. Go across, we start seeing how these react. We open today, again, wouldn't really touch that because it's where you open, but did work as a support to the penny, pull back to the penny, or not to the penny, but near enough, bounce. So using these news fibs can be great if there's nothing else to use. We focus on the news fibs when there's no range to trade on the day. Otherwise, new fibs, we focus on the day they're created. We don't really care about them too much the next day. But again, on Qs, no range. So news fibs are still in play. We will forget about these by Monday, though. If by Monday we don't have a range, we won't trade it. The only thing we'll be focusing on Monday is the retest of this 470.25 on the QQQs. So that was the trading recap for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next one, and that's it. Peace.